The biggest mistake I've been seeing people make when throwing their cross, their straight hand, during classes lately has really been the same thing that people have been doing for a long time, and I'm just adapting the way I correct it. And what that is, guys, is I've been finding that people, especially new people, start to throw their cross, and as they do it, instead of finishing with the turn, they lean forward over that front leg. For some reason, it seems like it's a hard thing to correct for a lot of people, but if we really focus on it, we can. What we're gonna do to fix that is, rather than leaning forward and putting your body weight into your opponent to try to land power, what we need to focus on is turning our body. And the easiest way I found to do that or explain that to people is, as you're throwing that right hand, I want you to picture your right hip also going into the bag. We cannot lean over our feet. When we do that, we give our opponent a good chance to hit us, and we are off balance, so it's hard to recover or land anything with great significance after that. We also leave ourselves very vulnerable. We're wide open, whether it's their power punches or not. We always want to try to punch and put ourselves in a good defensive position as well. So by pivoting and turning that hip into the bag, what I do is I keep my head out of range of their punches, or at the end of them at least, and I bring my shoulder up to my chin. My left hand has options here as well. I can just keep it tight, keep it in front, get it ready to throw a hook, or I can even cover the front of my face. Maybe they're throwing the jab, maybe they're throwing their cross, and this is going to take the brunt of the force so that my face doesn't. So if you notice, if I don't turn that hip all the way, my punch would stop here if I stay centered over my legs, which I am. And so that's why people tend to lean forward. By turning that hip and that shoulder, I could have been another 5 inches back from that and still hit the bag. And so we've increased distance, we've increased our defensive posture and technique, and we've added power to our punch. So that's one reason we want to make sure we're turning our hips and turning our shoulders with our punches and not staying square. So again, that mistake I see is people want to lean forward to reach their target and to give it some power, but again, that just leaves you vulnerable and wide open. If we're talking kickboxing, which is the majority of what I do, you can't even check kicks there. We want to stay back, stay long, and throw long punches, staying centered so that we have options to move from there. So the common mistake, guys, is leaning over our feet to reach a target or to add power to a target, rather than making sure we're using our hips and our shoulders and our body to rotate to hit our target.